I'm going to give you another example. So I see a lot of sports injuries in my practice because I'm a chiropractor. So I see a lot of sports injuries, and let's say, for example, an ankle sprain, where they come in with their ankle the size of a tennis ball, with inflammation from a sprain. I tell them to take about 10 proteolytic enzymes 3 times a day. Wow. And that shortens the amount of time that they spend recovering, because why? You're decreasing that inflammation so that your immune system can repair tissue more efficiently. Anytime, see, I don't want to have the listeners thinking that inflammation is bad. No, inflammation is natural. Remember, your immune system was designed to protect us. Okay, and your immune system creates inflammation in times of disease and times of injury because it's trying to wall off that injured, infected site to take care of it, deal with it, and then get rid of it. So inflammation is not a bad thing. Okay, and we don't want to turn off inflammation, and that's another beautiful thing about enzymes. Proteolytic enzymes are not like steroids. When you take a steroid, you're shutting down your immune system. You're telling your immune system, hey, don't work at this point, and inflammation goes down because there's no more immune system doing the thing it needs to do. Enzymes are not like that. Enzymes, what they do is they modulate your immune system.
Wow.
They quench inflammation so that your recovery period can shorten and your inflammation can go back to normal, healthy levels, right? So your immune system can stop the attack, because inflammation is not bad, but when you have chronic inflammation, that becomes damaging. Okay, so enzymes, they quench the inflammation, but they don't turn off your immune system like steroids do.
Cool.
Okay, so when I talk about megadosing, it depends on the severity of the problem. It depends on how long the patient's been dealing with this, how out of control it's at. To give you an example, so you could put things into perspective, we did a study with Baylor University whereby they showed that these pro-inflammatory cytokines that your immune system produces in times of inflammation, cytokines such as interleukin-1 beta, interleukin-6, interleukin-12, TNF-alpha, okay, and the COX-2 enzyme, which is responsible for the inflammatory cascade. They measured those pro-inflammatory markers, and they dosed individuals with 4 caps 3 times a day. So that's 12 caps. So that's about 6 grams of proteolytic enzymes. And with that 6 grams, they were able to show those pro-inflammatory cytokines get quenched, reduced, and modulated for them to be at normal, healthy levels. So, and that was on individuals they put through a heavy exercise regimen, because when you do heavy exercise, you're creating inflammation, right?
Right.
So with these individuals, the inflammatory trigger was that inflammatory trigger was that exercise regimen that they put them through to elicit those cytokines to go up. And then dosing with 6 grams a day, they were able to show after 3 hours, 12 hours and 48 hours post, they measured those pro-inflammatory cytokines those 3 times after the exercise. And they were able to show that those pro-inflammatory cytokines went up after the exercise. Naturally, right? We need that. But then after 3 hours, 12 hours, and 48 hours, those pro-inflammatory cytokines started coming down to healthy levels. So Baylor proved that with 6 grams, you're able to start, and it could be less, but we're all different. But with 6 grams, that's about 4 caps 3 times a day, or 3 caps 4 times a day. You're able to quench any inflammatory reaction. If we're talking about severe states of inflammation, then don't be afraid to go higher, because there's no toxicity overdosing. It's not milligram by kilogram body weight that you dose. Enzymes are measured by activity, not by weight.
Wow.
Okay, so that's very important. So don't be afraid. Take enzymes.